The passive nature of a panther on a midday stroll around the Amazon jungle when he plays. There's a playfulness in his eyes that masks the steel in him that allows him to get up after being sighted down multiple times in a game. That's the glint in his eyes that gives him an edge. The ultimate street baller. 1 minute he can dribble past 4 players and put it top corner. The next minute he looks like he's drunk. Did you know that Dembele doesn't even know which foot is strongest?
Gaucher. Gaucher. Sûr, parce que vous marquez aussi le droit. Ouais, je suis plus gaucher. Et les pénaltys, vous les tirez pas du droit? Si. Pourquoi? Parce que je tire mieux du droit.
He takes penalties with his right and corners with his left. Ousmane Dembele is the ultimate vibes footballer. With
En 3 mots, Ousmane.
Crack,
Talentueux,
humble, drôle,
une force tranquille,
sûr, malin,
gentil,
génie.
Génie.
And then tees up Dembele, who smashes Sir Gibes. Dembele.
Pour moi, c'est un génie.
laid-back character and his flamboyant approach to football. He's a maverick that modern football lacks. Dembele was born in Vernon year in Normandy. His mother is Mauritanian Senegalese, while his father is Malian. He took his first footballing steps in nearby Evro, first at ALM Evro and at Evro FC 27 between the ages of 12 and 13. Back in 2016, Ousmane Dembele was someone everyone gushed over during his debut season for Stade Rennais. Even though some parts of the piece haven't aged well, it's still fair to defend the enthusiasm at the time. You don't often see 18-year-olds in a top 5 league generate shots for himself and others at the level he produced. He went from strength to strength in the Bundesliga. By the summer of 2017, he ranked among the best young talents in football. On 25th August 2017, La Liga side Barcelona announced that they had reached an agreement to sign Dembele for 105 million euros, plus a reported 40 million euro add-ons. On 28th August, he had his medical and signed a 5-year contract with his buyout clause set at 400 million euros. Barcelona had just sold Neymar to Paris Saint-Germain for 222 million euros, so the deal meant that Dembele became the joint second most expensive player at the time, along with Paul Pogba. Rennes made his debut on 9 September as a 68-minute substitute for Gerard Deulofeu in a 5-0 Derby Barcelona win over Espanyol at Camp Nou, assisting the final goal by Luis Suarez. In his first league start 8 days later at Getafe, he injured his hamstring and was ruled out for 4 months. He was given the medical all-clear on 2nd January 2018, but a couple of weeks later he again injured himself against Real Sociedad and was ruled out for up to 4 weeks. On 14 March 2018, Dembele scored his first goal for Barcelona, netting the second goal in a 3-0 second-leg win in the Champions League round of 16 against Chelsea. On 17th April, he scored his first La Liga goal, the opening goal in an eventual 2-2 draw with Celta Vigo. On 9th May, Dembele scored twice, marking the first brace of his Barcelona career in a 5-1 home victory over Villarreal. Dembele won both the Copa del Rey and La Liga winners' medals in his first season in Spain, with the 20-year-old scoring 4 goals in 24 appearances across all competitions. In August 2018, Dembele scored the winning goal against Sevilla in the Supercopa de España in an eventual 2-1 victory to win Barcelona their 13th Supercopa de España title. He opened his La Liga season goal tally by scoring the only goal of the game against Real Valladolid on 25th August away at the Estadio José Zorrilla. On 18 September, Dembele scored his first Champions League goal of the season, helping Barcelona beat PSV 4-0 at the Camp Nou. On the 4th of November, he inspired Barcelona to a 3-2 comeback away against Rayo Vallecano, scoring the 2-2 equalizer with a half volley in the 87th minute. On 11th December, he scored a remarkable solo goal against Tottenham Hotspur, outpacing many defenders and finishing with a cool left-footed shot past Hugo Lloris. He won the UEFA Champions League Goal of the Week for that goal. After the match, Barcelona manager Ernesto Valverde praised the youngster, saying he has made a great goal within reach of players with his talent. He finished the season with 14 goals, 8 of them in the league, and his club managed to win another La Liga title. Dembele injured his left hamstring in the opening match of the 2019-20 La Liga season, a 0-1 defeat against Athletic Bilbao, and was expected to miss 5 weeks. In February 2020, he suffered a serious hamstring tear and following surgery was not expected to return for 6 months. This would mean, despite the extension of the season due to the COVID-19 pandemic, he would miss the rest of the season. On 28th of October 2020, Dembele scored his first Champions League goal of the season in a 2-0 victory over Juventus. Dembele suffered a hamstring injury when playing with the France national team in the delayed UEFA Euro 2020 in 2021. His injury required surgery and was operated on in Turku, Finland, by surgeon Lasse Limpanen in late June 2021. Dembele was also operated by Limpanen and Sakari Orava in 2017 and 2020. On 10th May 2022, Dembele provided 2 assists in a 3-1 home victory over Celta Vigo. It was his 10th and 11th league assist in 2022. He finished the 2021-22 La Liga season as the league's top playmaker with 13 assists. In short, the move hasn't worked out for either the player or the club to this point. A major reason why stems from Dembele's issues staying fit. From 2018 to 22, he played in only 35.8% of possible league minutes. A quick look at the documented lower body injuries he endured makes for some somber reading. When healthy, he's been okay, but there are other reasons besides injuries why things haven't gone smoothly for Dembele since moving to Spain. Going from the Bundesliga to La Liga meant less space was afforded to him, and he'd have to go against more set defenses. Perhaps the biggest reason was identifying the wrong kind of attacker who could work well alongside Messi at the stage of his career. Dembele has the profile of a ball-dominant attacker who didn't provide a ton without the ball, and that led to his talents not being fully maximized as they previously had been. As has been the case for several players in this generation, Dembele's prowess as a dribbler is the thing that first comes to mind concerning his skill set. His use of feints and impressive explosion made him capable of receiving and carrying within the half spaces, as well as cutting inside from wide against an unsettled defense. He had the reflexes and agility to evade multiple opponents in a single dribble. When isolated in a 1v1 out wide, he had a left-right dribble that, when it worked, looked like the defender was chasing their tail. His most devastating move has been switching feet by faking a shot around the box. While he did this often throughout these 4 seasons, from the eye test, it's arguably peaked in his lone season at Dortmund. When one also factors in not being able to shade him in one direction because of being nearly ambipedal, you end up with one of the most electric dribblers in Europe. Dembele also struggles with physical contact in the final third. Unlike his French teammate Mbappe, Dembele isn't able to overpower opposition defenders with brute strength, which makes it easier to stop him scoring. He sometimes has a more upright body position at a high pace, which makes him vulnerable to losing his balance. It happens only on a few occasions, but his body control isn't perfect yet, as is visible when he drags the ball with the inside of his foot, and in a way his body moves past the ball. He then is forced to regain balance. That's why his upper body movement can look wild in these situations. Another issue Dembele has in his game is that most of his best work is only done when he's dribbling. He's a great individual player who's great to watch and has a lovely final ball, but you rarely ever see him involved in team build-up situations or pure team goals. He had one of the worst World Cup finals of all time when he was substituted 41 minutes into the game, but is proving his worth in the Euros this summer with a stunning display against Portugal in the quarterfinals, where he delivered a man-of-the-match performance off the bench. Dembele is certainly one of the most talented players of the French era. When watching a young Ousmane Dembele for the very first time, you'll be left mouth agape and nails in disarray from clenching the edge of your seat. It's like watching a Brazilian futsal player hawk his wares on the beaches of Rio de Janeiro, the sun setting behind the scenes giving the performance an aura of romantic quality. That is to say that, for the most part, he plays like he belongs with the Harlem Globetrotters, or he's having a kickabout with his mates on the streets of Aulnay-sous-Bois. As said earlier, he has the passive nature of a panther on a midday stroll around the Amazon jungle when he plays. There is a playfulness in his eyes that masks the steel in him that allows him to get up after being sight down multiple times in a game. It's that glint in his eyes that gives him an edge. His move to PSG so far has been more positive than negative. With Mbappe leaving the club, it's his chance to show he can be the talisman of a big club. As for now, I describe Dembele and Mbappe as what Quaresma was to Ronaldo. A player who could have had the world at his feet, but has so far not been able to deliver that promise. So will Dembele lead Paris Saint-Germain to the Champions League? Will he win a Ballon d'Or? If you like this video, give us a like and slam that subscribe button. Peace!